would be the worst podcast of all time. Just two comics commenting over another two comics pod.
It's like a drug deal waiting to go down.
That's what most open mic comedy is.
Most open mic comedy is a drug deal. Like you're like, well, I came out to this mic. I might as well buy some drugs while I'm here.
But it's because it's like it's kind of like that Spider-Man meme where it's two Spider-Men pointing at each other. Like you're both dealers. Who buys from who in the scenario?
It's one guy has coke, one guy has weed, one guy has shrooms.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like a little barter system.
Are you a shroom guy?
I love shrooms, man.
Were you doing all my Kirschenbaums?
I just like a microdose
with the gummies.
Yeah, everyone had like a gummy.
Can I say something about the gummies?
Yeah.
They suck.
They're too good. And I think it was like everyone only had like one or two gummies, so it's hard to like really fly. You got to have like a sick experience, like eating like an eighth of shrooms where your stomach hurts a little bit, I
also don't, because I'm new to the shroom game.
You just opened your third eye recently.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I know. I went to my optometrist. I said, I need to open that third eye.
Open it up, bud.
I'm starting to get the grams, like the milligrams, the grams. 500 milligrams, not a lot, but to me that's a lot.
That's a lot.
To me, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Well, yeah, you do those chocolates. It says, 500 milligrams is chilling. I would argue different.
I don't know, man. It's hard to, because like usually like with the mushroom squares, they just say like, just take one and see how you feel. But it's like you don't know how. It's hard to. It's like. You either have not enough or way too much with those chocolates.
Yes, it's tough to... I did the raw ones for the first time over the weekend.
Yeah?
That's all right.
You're quite the little shaman, dude. Look at you go.
I'm trying it out. That's it. I'm Richie Yes. I'm Richie Yeses now.
Nice, dude.
I'm saying yes to everything.
That's what you got to be sometimes, man.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you know what the demographic of this pod is.
Nah.
Are you aware?
Probably just guys that have a problem with the government.
Yes.
Yeah, bud.
That's also the people on the pod. It's wild. This is a podcast that somehow has turned into a gay foot fetish pod.
Oh, nice, dude. Some guys always like talking about how you're not wearing shoes in your feet.
Dude, Elliot Thompson put his feet on the table last week.
Nice.
He's getting feet video inquiries.
Oh, damn.
Paying him. People bought tickets to go see him last night.
Dang.
This is becoming a thing.
Yeah, man.
I'm getting DMs from every angle.
Everyone's talking about the feet, man.
Everyone's talking about the feet.
We do our podcast in the living room, shoeless as well, and everyone's always like, yeah, the feet. It's like a weird underlying fan base.
Wait, are we talking about locker room?
Locker room talk. A very controversial podcast, to be sure.
Is it because you got Bobby on?
Yeah, a very controversial guy, dude. He's edgy, man. We're always getting death threats because of it.
But here's for real?
No.
I don't know. I'm learning that you'll get. I don't know what people are sending me are threats or inquiries.
Probably, a little,
or maybe a
little of both, dude. Yeah, there you go.
Is it because now this is bad podcasting because people don't know Bobby? Has he been in a locker room before?
It has to be mandatory in like middle school where they're like, look, you don't have to take a shower, but you at least have to change out of your gym clothes at the end of the session.
That's right. He's been trapped in a locker room before.
Yeah, we've all been there, dude. I hated high school gym. Were you like an athlete?
I was an athlete.
Nice.
I was, but still, you don't want a first, second period gym. That ruins your day.
No, you got to have it near the end of the day.
End of the day, or a pool when they made you swim.
Yeah.
Did you have a pool in your
We
gym?
had a pool. I didn't do it, but like pool was like you had to get up. You had to be at school at like 6 a.m.
Wait, you got out of it?
I never took pool. They never had us swim.
I like how you said you never took pool.
I never took pool, man.
I never studied pool.
I was like, can I bring one of those giant noodles I can also float on? Otherwise, no way.
Is this going to be on the final?
Yeah. You get those inflatable water wings, you're good to go, man. That's all I needed.
Did you go to... wait, you're a Cali kid. No?
I'm a California king, according to the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, is that so?
That's right, man.
Anthony Pettis.
They loved Anthony Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis. Fuck.
Anthony Pettis is the fighter.
Oh, UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Showtime.
Yeah, that's... Anthony Pettis is when you don't bang your dad's girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Lose your virginity.
Anthony Kiedis was a pretty cool guy in that respect.
I mean, in all respects, that's like when you find that out about your son, you got to be like,
Nice.
he's gonna be pretty cool.
You can always get another girlfriend. How many times will you get a cool son?
That's true. Fucking never. So what? Wait, you go to a good high school, bad high school?
I went to an all right high school. I went to Half Moon Bay High. I just got the invite to my 20-year reunion.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
No, you are.
Yeah, doggy.
Really?
Yeah.
Comedy's wild.
Isn't it wild, dude? All walks of life, man.
I know. I thought you were like 28 to 32.
Man, hey, they tell that to my agent.
You have an agent?
No, dude. I don't. That's the problem, dude. I'm like this near 40-year-old doesn't have an agent, still hopes it's all gonna work out.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
And I'll tell you one thing: as a 29-year-old with no agent, it's not gonna.
At least you're in New York at an early age. I didn't get to New York till I was like 33.
Wait. Okay. So walk me through this.
Yeah.
So you start. Wait. So is the town Half Moon Bay?
Half Moon Bay, California. Yeah.
What a town name!
Isn't it? It's so quaint, and it's how you'd imagine a small little beach town, where
Beach town.
yeah,
Half Moon
we're
Bay.
like right by the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
And it was a lot of just small 2-story houses.
Very nice. Traditional.
Yeah, nice
suburbs.
little coast side house.
Any murders?
No, that's like the wild. A few like cougar attacks because like we're by like a mountain area, so like joggers and bicyclists would sometimes get fucked up by a big cat.
I thought you were gonna say because we had a Barry's boot camp in our town.
Ooh, I wish,
Yeah,
dude.
that'd be a fun. Those are fun attacks.
Those are fun cougar attacks.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that.
So you grow up in Half Moon Bay,
Yeah,
NorCal.
for life, baby. Well,
I-
until like I was 33.
Is there a big feud between SoCal and NorCal?
A little bit. I feel like it's kind of died down, but
Okay.
California's always just it's always been like San Francisco and LA versus the rest of California in a lot of ways, because California is a surprisingly conservative state outside of like the Silicon Valley Bay Area.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
wow-
in LA, right?
Yeah. So it's like LA, Cal, and San Francisco and Silicon Valley are so liberal that it makes the whole state blue. But you get outside, like you get 15 miles outside of, the Bay Area.
Yeah.
It gets real rural real fast.
Well, that's the same thing here. People think New York is a very liberal state.
Right.
No, it's not.
No, New York City is a very liberal area.
Yes.
And then everywhere outside is very much not.
dude, I've been near the Canadian border and seen Confederate flags.
Isn't that wild?
Wild.
It's so wild.
Oh, what? And you can't say it's your culture.
No,
At
they're
least the
just
South can make that defense.
they're just like cosplaying. It's like
they're cosplaying racism.
yeah.
Okay, so we're living in Wait, you stayed there till you were 33?
Yeah, I stayed in California, for a while, dude. I was working, so I started comedy when I was in college.
Okay.
So, I mean, I was doing, like, open mics and stuff, but I didn't get serious about stand-up until, like, 25.
Okay.
And at that time, I was working to get up at the Punchline in San Francisco.
Gotcha.
Which is, like, the big comedy club in San Francisco. It's like the club.
Okay.
And San Francisco is interesting because it has the Punchline and Cobb's and then the Sacramento Punchline, and they're all owned by Live Nation.
Really?
Yeah.
Always? No,
Yeah.
I guess not always.
It was like I think like in like the 90s or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe mid 2000s.
Is Cobb's Chappelle's favorite club?
Punchline is. So
Oh,
during the
Punchline.
pandemic, the San Francisco Punchline was going to have to shut down because, there was no live performances at
I
the
heard.
time. Yeah. And then Chappelle showed up and he was like, I need to make fun of trans people here. Keep it open. Keep it open. The club stays open, bitches. And then but he got it to be considered a historic landmark in San Francisco.
Really?
Yeah.
That's okay.
It was very cool. It was very cool.
That's a good cause for some hate.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, so now like no trans people are allowed at the Punchline.
The way it should be.
Yeah, unless they agree to get like the hormones reversed.
Yeah, they throw a reverse Uno card at
it's
them.
like sorry, you're not technically welcome here.
According to the law.
No, it's a cool for all prosperity. No, trans people are welcome. But yeah, so it's all owned by. So if you work at one of the clubs, you can get work at all of those clubs.
Gotcha.
So that's what I was doing for the longest time, and just saving money. And you could do all right in San Francisco. working out there.
Well,
Like not
the
you can't
Patton
make.
Oswalt route, right?
Yeah. Well, like it's like like that. There was like a big swing of like that kind of absurdist alternative comedy. So like when I started like really doing comedy in like 08, 09, it was really like, oh, I'm kind of like a nerd. I'm into like fucking,
That's when the alt scene was a thing.
Yeah. It was like still like, there was like a scene to be alt with because like, there was still like mainstream comedy.
Right. But
You
like
know.
the Mulaney and Kroll.
Right,
and the
yeah.
When that scene was coming
Like
up.
that, there was that whole like invite them up comedy bang bang
Yes.
type shit,
Yeah, I'm not big into that.
We don't need that. Save that shit for the improv team, right?
That's right, not for the boys.
Yeah, but that was like a big style that was, at like the Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, the absurdist.
Absurdist, Dimitri Martin. They ran roughshod.
I do like Dimitri Martin a bit.
Hey, who doesn't
That
like
is
Dimitri
fun.
Martin,
The
dude?
drawings.
I understand why it takes him like 5 years to make a special.
Yeah,
you
do you know how many markers he has to buy?
I know, dude. Well, like when he puts it out, it's like done. And he has like the kind of comedy that you don't need to, that's kind of difficult to like workshop in front of people.
Yeah, you can't
know?
really go to an open mic and work on that.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to work on my 5-minute chunk. Like you just take your hour special and break it down to 5 minutes and just hit up multiple parts.
You're just keeping Joanne's fabrics in
Yeah.
business. He's like, I just need big white paper.
Hobby Lobby, emptying them out every night.
All right, so we're sticking in Cal.
Yeah,
We're doing comedy.
we're doing comedy.
Now, what's the feeling of Half Moon Bay?
So
What's going on?
Quaint, dude. It's quaint. It definitely feels like in every like biopic, like the town like somebody grows up in, but they have to leave because it's limited. You know?
Okay.
Like I was doing like community theater out there. It was it was like so close to San Francisco.
How far?
It was like a 20-minute drive to San Francisco.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so like you really had everything there. It was good. It was good exposure because before California, I lived in Kansas. So I grew up in like the Midwest.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, bud.
Now let's go back because now things are starting to make sense.
Oh, here it comes. I see the wheels turning.
Okay. So, because you said you went to high school, Half Moon Bay High.
Yeah.
Which is a very long name, by the way.
It is HMBHS, baby.
That's a long acronym.
That's a huge acronym, dude.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
longer than the words.
I feel like that's a government agency.
Yeah.
It's a very too long of an acronym.
HMBHS.
When did you get there then?
So I moved out to California in 8th grade. It was
Tough time to move.
You know what? But it was probably for the best because at least then I had 4 consecutive years of high school with everybody.
Fair.
So, like, yeah, it definitely sucked because, like, 8th grade was tough, like, adjusting. And also, like, being from Kansas because, like, Kansas in the 90s, it was, like typical, like, suburbia, where it was,
it's
like.
Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas is, like, 4 or 5 black kids at the entire school.
That's
Heaven.
more than I thought.
Heaven. Right?
My dad's going to like you.
Yeah. And then we moved to, California. And then it went from like, mostly white kids, like, 5 black kids and 1 Korean kid to like 45% white, like 45% Asian.
3 black kids.
And then like 4 black kids. 4.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 of them started dating and we thought it was very cute. Like, hell yeah, dude.
Good for them.
Black power, dude.
Now, I've always said this, so I'll also say this with an asterisk.
Yeah.
I've never been to California.
Nice. Lucky.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's done. Dude, the pandemic destroyed California. It's done. It's no longer a world superpower.
Was it ever?
At one point,
When
it was.
Schwarzenegger was
Yeah, when
in.
Schwarzenegger, you know what? Schwarzenegger's on my college diploma.
Oh, 'cause
He was the governor, dude. Yeah,
That's sick.
It was fucking sick, dude. That diploma was worth something now.
I was watching the Schwarzenegger documentary.
It's a good documentary,
solid
huh?
doc.
Yeah.
I like how he just invited people into a tent to smoke cigars.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a fucking power move,
He's
dude.
so cool.
So cool.
He seems like everyone's cool dad. Like he's not your dad, but he's someone's cool dad.
You hang out with the kid.
Yeah.
Because his dad's cool.
Right, and like you're like, damn, I wish that guy was my dad.
Yeah.
He just seems like he's like very cool, just riding around on his electric bike, smoking cigars, showing like pictures of when he was like literally like the most physically, aesthetically pleasing man in the world, like inhuman.
Cheating on the mom with the housemaid.
Sometimes you got to do it. He's just like, I was there. That was awesome, dude.
I like how he just like owns it. He's like, yeah, I did it. It wasn't right. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's like, oh,
He was like, whatever.
Maria got over it, dude.
But where I'm going with this is,
Yeah.
to me, the most intimidating group of people are California teens.
Yeah.
They're so cool and so hot.
Isn't that wild?
Because to me, the entire state of California is the OC and Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
Am I right with this?
One of the kids from Laguna Beach was going to college the same time as me, that fucking guy with the black hair.
Sure.
Yeah. Laguna Beach, dude.
To me, that's just every teen. I couldn't go from Kansas. I couldn't go from Long Island to California and be like, everyone here is too hot and too cool.
It was such a big adjustment, but I feel like at least it was like 8th grade. And we were just outside of San Francisco, where there was just enough rural flair to the ladies to make them obtainable.
Ooh, okay. I like that. A lot of loose denim.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's what rural means.
Yeah, man, it was good. I feel like that's a good progression from, like, you spend your childhood in the Midwest, so you grow up in like a small neighborhood where you can like ride your bike around the block, and almost everyone in the neighborhood.
Gotcha.
And then like middle school through high school and college, like you're living in like a coastal town where it's a little more updated, and it's a little bigger, and you have like you have more exposure to world culture, like not overwhelmingly so, but there's like a strong like, oh, you're a part of a bigger world, like I think it was cool because my mom's Japanese, so
curveball,
right? It's all out there. So going to California, that was like the first time I met other racially blended families. Like that wasn't like a big thing in Kansas.
That doesn't exist.
It's like, oh, what kind of white are you? It's like, oh, my dad's Italian and my mom's Irish.
Is it even legal in Kansas to be mixed race?
Barely, dude. Barely. Like they have to be like a certain shade of. You can only be like no more than 2 shades different than your spouse.
The window black.
Yeah.
The cops, they just pull you over to like, you're good.
Just a white sheet of paper and they mark it.
Wild.
Yeah. And then like, once you're at the end of your 20s, for me in my early 30s, I think you should move to you should at least spend some time in like a major metropolitan area like New York or I guess
Chicago.
LA. Yeah.
That's
just like
it.
bigger cities where you just get like a real, especially like New York, is like, what a world port. So much culture here,
So much. That's
amazing.
why we discussed this with Mike Bramante.
Good friend. Dear
friend of the pod, friend of Joe's, friend of the locker room. Where, because I grew up here, like, why do I have to travel?
You don't. That's what's so cool.
Right. Everything's coming to me.
You literally have so much world culture right here. I am jealous of like the kids that grew up in New York and like, they would spend like, their field trips were like to the Museum of Natural History.
Yeah, we did.
On 84. Yeah, that's like, I'm so jealous. Like, because like we didn't have like, we had like an art museum in Kansas, but we didn't really have like a natural history. You had to like drive like an hour and a half out to Kansas City to see some fucking dinosaur bones. And what kid doesn't want to see dinosaur bones?
To me, Kansas City field trip's like a book burning.
Pretty much, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty much, man. We have like a zoo, but it was like a depressing zoo, where all the animals were malnourished.
It's just stray dogs from the neighborhood.
A stray dog. It's like, and over there in the enclosure, you'll see a squirrel, native to North America. Over there, we got some pigeons, and pigeons are chained down so they don't fly away.
This is my cat.
Yeah.
Here's just a picture of my cat.
Feline domesticus.
Wait, so is your mom like Japanese or Japanese American?
My mom is half Japanese, half American, born in Japan, born in a U.S. base on Japan.
World War II?
No, not that. I'm not. No.
I was gonna be like, ooh boy.
No, my grandfather was stationed in Japan during the Korean War. So
great time.
Good time.
One of the few wars to be. It's good you're Japanese in.
Yeah, dude, isn't that wild? Yeah, so they got married, and then they moved to America. So my mom grew up in Kansas, where she met my dad.
That's a curveball.
Isn't that wild?
Okay, so you're genetically Kansian?
Yeah,
Is that
sort
what
of.
it is?
Yeah, why not?
Kansian?
Kansian.
Kansian? Call us in.
Yeah.
Okay. And where'd you grow up? Lawrence?
Leavenworth.
I
Where
love
the you know that Fort Leavenworth is where they put like super criminals and shit, you know?
I didn't even know.
Like
super criminals?
Yeah, like not Edward Snowden, but remember that other fucking general that released, or that army official that released a bunch of documents and they
Yeah.
got trans surgery and then tried to kill
Yeah.
herself? Yeah, she was like locked up there, dude.
Oh,
My
I thought you
dad's
meant-
job was to hold a gun to her head 24/7, saying, "Just try it, buddy."
Guy.
Yeah, gender neutral, pal. Just like really aggressive gender neutral terms.
Hun?
Go, yeah,
No, fuck.
go on, bud.
When you said super criminal, I thought you meant like a Doc Ock or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like
that's
the Green Goblin is in.
You know what? That's a good point. Why were like all the Marvel supervillains? Why were they like still imprisoned in like New York? Like put them out in the middle of fucking the Midwest,
Kansas. What the
Yeah,
fuck are you
right.
doing? They could destroy your city.
Yeah, put them out in the middle of like there's you're 15 miles underground in the middle of Nebraska. No one will find you. They're always like 15 feet from Times Square, like being
They're
pelled up.
so close.
And-
You
and
can go visit them.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we're gonna transport them where? Like right through Central Park, like every time.
Somewhere aesthetic.
Yeah.
On the West Side Highway. Wait, so your dad's a CO?
No, he was in the army, but he was doing mostly like office stuff, and so he was
Holding
in-
the gun was just for fun.
Yeah, it was
That's
just for
overtime.
he was doing that on his off hours.
Yeah.
He was doing that as volunteer work. No, it was like never. My dad did like army stuff, but he wasn't like like military. Like you'll call me sir and like make my bed. Like he wasn't like that kind of, because he was also an English teacher. So he did like a little bit of
Ooh.
everything.
So he's gay.
Pretty much, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, he never got remarried after the divorce. Do you think that means anything?
Well, he was in California still?
No, he moved to Tennessee after the divorce. So my parents got divorced,
Okay.
and my mom remarried, and then we moved to California, and my dad moved to Tennessee.
Oh, this is interesting. Divorce, moved to Tennessee.
Hmm.
Now, that's a pretty straight move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Yeah,
It
okay,
checks out
you,
to
dude.
me.
Okay.
Dad, text me. Let me know.
Yeah, well, he would be like, "Hey, this is Joe's dad. I just wanted to let you know, I'm not gay."
I'm working, like, everything to my dad is gay.
Yeah.
It's gay until proven not gay.
Nice.
Like, I was told growing up reading gay.
Oh,
If you
damn.
read it, that's gay. Yeah.
Nice.
So, we'll see. I'll get the official
We'll find out soon.
submission.
Jury's still out, but we'll have a solution soon.
I have a kid I grew up with. He has like 2 kids. He's married.
Yeah.
But to my dad, he's gay.
Nice.
Because he did summer theater.
That's all it
with my
takes.
sister.
Summer theater, not even once.
No, literally not even once. He didn't even do the theater. He did like the stage.
Oh,
The
so
stage
he was just
design.
like,
He was just like near a
he,
theater.
he was like just dressed in black and like he moved like a prop bush.
That's all he
off
did.
stage, and like, look at this fucking homo.
Gay.
You can't do anything performance wise.
Okay, so this is a big shock going
Yeah.
from Kansas to California.
That's right.
How long did you have to adjust? Like, when was time you were told to move?
Yeah.
Like,
It was pretty quick. It was like over like the summer, because originally my mom was we were gonna move from Leavenworth to Kansas City, Kansas.
Gotcha.
So it was just gonna be like a slightly bigger town, but like I would still be able to keep in touch with all of my friends, and
how
I would
far
be-
away is that?
we were probably moving about like an hour from where we were living at the time. So
Not
it wasn't
the worst.
No, not the worst. And like I would be moving close to some of my other friends who had recently moved to Kansas City too. So I was thinking like,
Some sort of migration to
yeah,
Kansas
a little
City?
bit. Like jobs. I think jobs were flourishing, and it was
That's a very Midwest sentence.
better
Jobs were
yeah.
flourishing.
And school districts. My mom was also looking at the school districts.
School districts are big.
School districts are
As
big.
a fellow working class kid,
Yeah.
school districts are big.
It's a deciding fact. It's like, I hope there's like cool kids in that district.
That's the number one factor. That, and if there's a good pizza place.
Yeah. Damn.
Which
Yeah.
that's for here. But
So I thought we were gonna like move to Kansas City, but then my stepdad, who wasn't my stepdad at the time, he was a guy my mom was dating.
Interesting.
He got a job offering in San Francisco,
I could tell.
and they were gonna like move him out there, and he was like, "Well, I should bring this woman I'm seeing and like take it to the next level."
Oh, hold the phone. So you're moving. This isn't a stepdad yet.
No,
When did they get married?
they got married like a year or two after we moved out.
That's wild.
Cool, huh?
That's wild.
Very fucking progressive. Very early 2000s.
That is very early 2000s. In the 90s.
Yeah.
No one was doing this back then.
No. It was like full on stepdad at that point. But turn of the fucking millennium, dude, things were a little different.
Yeah, Y2K happened.
We survived Y2K, and then Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore were making it work with Bruce. But now look at it, dude. Because Bruce Willis let himself be cucked by a younger man, God gave him brain damage.
That's how it works.
Irreversible brain damage.
I don't think that's a coincidence.
It's not, dude.
Yeah.
A man's supposed to defend his family. And then Demi Moore was saying how Ashton Kutcher was making her do all like this horrible sexual stuff she didn't want.
Okay, yeah.
Where was Bruce Willis to protect her, dude?
Too busy filming
Too busy.
Friends.
Yeah, too busy doing a shitty Die Hard.
Yeah.
So it's like, how about you do a non-shitty Die Hard, dude?
See, that was right. Like, I became socially conscious in, like, 2005. And I feel like I missed peak 2000s.
So, like, did you see Tom Cruise jumping up and down on the couch?
That was, like, a little before I became socially conscious.
That was a big turning point for me.
Oh, really?
That was a big turning point for me because before that, it's like you never really saw, like, celebrities freak out. Or if you did, it was, kind of like a rock star celebrity. Or it was like Johnny Depp, like fucking chugged a ball of wine and threw it at press. Like, okay, well he's
cool.
rock and roll.
Yeah.
But like Tom Cruise has always been like such like a clean guy. Like, hey, I'm Tom Cruise, and it's like he was like jumping around and shit. And he's like, I'm fucking a young girl, and we're like, yeah, cool. It was
Good
just
for you, Tom
It was
Cruise.
just weird. Cause like, look at this nerd who loves a girl, dude. Get out of here.
Yeah. Now that's a sign of gay.
Yeah, dude.
Going on national TV saying you love a younger woman.
I love this woman,
Yeah,
dude.
we know, guy.
Yeah, get out of
Yeah,
here.
that's
dude.
normal. No, like to me, I think because I graduated 5th grade in 2004.
Nice, doggy. Nice.
Okay? And then I
Damn.
saw the music video for Stacy's mom.
Oh, I had already had sex by then.
Congratulations.
Pretty cool, huh?
That is pretty cool.
Barely just had sex.
Wait, what does that mean?
I didn't lose my virginity until I was 20. So that would have been in like 2000. That would have been 2004.
What a summer.
Wasn't it though?
What a summer. I'm assuming you lost it in the summer.
I did, dude. Nothing like losing your virginity in the summer.
Is there anything better than losing your virginity
You're
in
like,
the summer?
school's going to be a little crazy when I come back.
Where was it, in a car?
It was in my living room.
In your living
In
room?
my living room. And Taxi Driver was on.
Why was Taxi Driver?
I don't know. We were drinking vodka and orange juice.
Okay.
And then she took my innocence.
So you're drinking vodka and orange juice?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is at 11 p.m.?
Yeah. We had the house to ourselves.
All right, the parents were out.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And while the cat's away, the mice will lose their virginity to one another.
She lost... Wait, how old was she?
No, shit.
12.
Don't worry about it. Hey, you don't need to worry about that. Statute of limitations.
She.
No, it was like she was of age. Don't worry. She was like 18. So it was like
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty
Wait,
cool.
where'd you go to college?
I went to San Francisco State University.
All right, former Division I basketball champions.
Yeah? Must have been a long time ago.
Yeah, very long.
Yeah, because like when I was there, dude, we didn't have anything. We had like an indoor soccer team.
You had an indoor soccer team?
Yeah.
You might have been the only school in the country.
I think we were because they were only playing against each other, and I was like, why do we have to go out? Because like this girl was like, do you want to go see like the indoor soccer team? And I was like, yeah, because I wanted to fuck her.
Yeah, of course.
But why did anyone do anything in college? We wanted to fuck.
I didn't do anything. I just
Really?
drank.
Nice. I wish I did that. I started drinking heavy sophomore year on.
Freshman year, you eased into it.
Freshman year, I abstained until finals because I was like, I don't want to be like these guys. And I was like, well, everyone, it was at the end of freshman year, everyone was like, oh, well, everyone got good grades and they all partied. So you can definitely do both. And I don't want to like miss out on, because everyone's looking like they're having fun. I don't want to be the only one not having fun. And if everyone else can, balance it, so can I.
Right.
So I started like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna party, and I fucking partied hard.
And you fucking did it.
It was cool, man. Damn, college was actually like great for partying and balancing partying and working out and like other obligations, because I was like sophomore year, I was living with this guy who Cheeling Sang, wherever you are, I hope you're fucking living it up, dude, and still doing fucking deadlifts and drinking Taka vodka.
Chinling Sang.
Cheeling. He was Chinese American.
He
always prided himself on how, in many ways, he was like a white guy. He's cool.
Oh, that's
man.
interesting.
He
Okay.
rocks, dude. I love Cheeling, man. He would always like drink alcohol, and like he'd be like, "All right, Joe, we got to go to the gym." And like we go to the gym, and like he'd like give me like reps to do. Like we were like pretty good. I was like 150 pounds, like fucking shredded.
You were hammered lifting?
No, we would work out beforehand, and then we'd get drunk after.
Oh yeah, that was just
that was our
college.
reward.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we couldn't do that before. Like once we started drinking, like we were drinking.
Yep.
You know, there was never like, oh, let's have a drink beforehand. Like pre-gaming was like, let's polish off this bottle of vodka before we go out to the bar.
Yes,
you
that's
know?
that was my entire college. Did that.
Yeah, I can't drink vodka anymore. You know how like sometimes you get burnt out on certain types of alcohol? For me, it's vodka. Vodka just is like, I can't. Like I'm like, if I have it, I'll instantly puke. My body is no longer adjusted to it.
Yes.
I can drink I can drink scotch, I can drink rum, I can drink whiskey, I can have any kind of beer, wine.
Interesting.
But like vodka is just like hard no. My body never recovered.
I just had plastic bottle vodka for the first time since college.
Oh
over the
God,
weekend.
yeah.
And that brings you back.
It does. It the kind where it just like fucking burns all the way down.
All the way down. You saw her pour it into the glass, and she just kept going.
Oh, God.
Isn't that nice? Don't you like it? Was 9 a.m. golf course, real trash golf course.
There you go.
She was wearing a flannel shirt, cowboy boots. That doesn't make sense.
Future wife, future Mrs. Apple, right
Well,
there.
I think she was 72 years old.
There you go, dude. What's stopping you, dude?
Time's still there.
Yeah, there you go.
I think she has bennies.
She's good for another decade or so.
Yeah, she has her ex-husband's fucking... I'm trying to think what it was called. Social Security.
There you go.
All right. But where are we going with this? Okay. So we're in Kansas. We're moving to California. We stay in California for a while.
For a while. I'll tell you.
Because you liked it.
You get comfortable. You get it's you can date beautiful women. You get like a well-paying job. You find like a decent living situation. It's easy to set up roots. It's easy to think like, oh, I could do this forever. Like I was doing enough comedy in San Francisco that I was satisfied, but I wasn't challenged. You know, like where it's okay, I can like get on like most showcases, like everyone knows me, everyone likes me. Which is good.
Nice.
It's nice. It's really nice to have. And I like that I can still go back to San Francisco and get stage time, and like the stage time's still good. The clubs are still fucking great. But it's you know, you need that challenge of New York. Like it's a different breed of comedy out here because like people are just like really make a go out of it, and you're not just competing against like the best comics in San Francisco. You're competing against like the best comics in the world. You know, like everyone comes to New York, and I know people say like, well, it's this new age where you know everyone can broadcast in their living room, and you know you can kind of get famous anywhere, but everyone's in New York still, you know.
Right, you could get famous anywhere, but then you have to perform.
Yeah, and then you still have to like get guests, and where are your guests? They're in New York, baby.
Oh yeah, trust me. I'm the guest I have on. I don't even like most of them.
You better believe it, dude.
Elliot.
Yeah, you punched me in the face right before we started filming, dude.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck? I thought we were friends.
Come on, man. Yeah, New York rocks.
I'm biased. As a native New Yorker, I think there's no better place in the world.
That's a rare in New York comedy to be a native New Yorker.
Yes, I'm one of few.
Because like there's people that like try to claim it, but they're like, well, I've lived here 6 years.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like I'm trying to think of like me, Kyle Mara, Mike Mancusi, Peter Wong.
Nice.
I don't know.
The boys, man.
Jason Choi.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a black guy. I only brought up white and Asian people.
I'm sure
there's a couple.
You know, poke your head into any Harlem mic. I'm sure you'll find
Eddie
one.
Murphy?
Yeah.
Me.
Michael Shea.
Michael Shea. Okay,
There we go.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
That's still pretty high up. Still pretty high up in the pecking order. We had to really reach. That's so stupid. But yeah, I don't know. What I had over the weekend another conversation I had where people are talking about like the price to live in the city versus the price to live anywhere else.
Okay.
And like, can living in Albany really be that much different than living in New York City? Yes. Albany blows.
Yeah. You get bored, man. I would feel like there's always something to do in New York. Like even walking, like this is going to sound like a fucking like doofy old man, but like walking like just around Manhattan and looking at the skyscrapers and the history of the buildings, it's so much fucking fun, dude.
Yes.
Like every fucking building tells like the story. The architecture is so unique. There's so much history in like every corner. You know, there's so much information. Now my favorite thing is like after I walk around New York is to watch a movie based in New York and like seeing all those like locations where people shoot movies.
And you're like, I ate a sandwich there.
I fucking jerked off in that corner.
Yeah, when Harry met Sally.
Yeah. I mean, just like jerking off in the corner of the Empire.
Joe and Kat's masturbating in the corner into a knish.
I'll have what he's having. Hold the mayo.
Extra. Yeah. Well, to me, that's like added to like more to why would I ever leave?
Yeah.
Every movie I'm watching, Hitch. I love Hitch.
A classic.
Hitch was that might be when I really got into pop culture.
Nice.
When Hitch came out, and
Yeah.
I was like, dude, yes. Will Smith, Kevin James,
Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes. I don't know who played the blonde, but her too.
Yeah, she was hot.
She was hot. So I was like, I've seen all. I could go to all these places right now.
It's iconic, dude. It's an iconic, dude. Fucking Law and Order SVU, filmed in New York City.
Filmed in New York City. My dad's NYPD, retired NYPD.
Nice, baby.
So that just adds even more.
That adds to the mystique. Did he ever take you on patrol?
No, but I did go. He was in Bed-Stuy
Nice.
for 26 years.
Ooh.
And that's a place you shouldn't bring your child. Especially in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
That's like another cool thing is like all like the newer people like they don't understand like 90s New York, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
got some stories.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah. But it's, my always, one thing I wanted to do, like growing up, I wanted to go to LA on
Yeah.
vacation. They're like, where do you want to go on vacation? I would say LA. And my parents would be like, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, okay.
Traffic. There's a lot of traffic there.
Yeah, but I experienced that here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where would you? Here's a question I want to ask. This is a new question I'm asking all guests starting last week.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I thought I knew the answer, but now I don't know. Growing up,
Yeah.
did you go to Chinese buffets?
Yeah.
Yes.
All you can eat Chinese buffets.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way to go. Where like you know they have those signs where it's like take all you want, but please eat all you take. Where it's,
Yes.
you
You'll
know.
be charged extra for what you don't eat.
Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You'd be shocked how many people have not gone to Chinese buffets.
They're missing out, dude. That's like that's some of the best things in life.
For garbage people, that is pinnacle.
Like we would like camp out like when we would go, we'd plan ahead. Where it's like, all right, don't eat anything.
Yes.
Save your appetite.
Yes.
Save your and like they would always be like, you know, don't get everything on one trip. Take multiple trips. Don't overexert yourself. You know?
Yeah, they treated it like exercise.
Dude, it was like extra. You had to really discipline yourself.
And there's a
you know.
strategy going into a Chinese
Yeah.
buffet. You start off, you get the seafood.
Yeah.
Second plate, you'll get the chicken and pork entrees. Maybe a little lo mein.
Never get salad stuff. That's just filler. Slow
It's
you
just
down.
filler. Right. Yeah, you're so approaching it like comedy.
They're trying to fucking have you fill up on salad so you don't eat the good shit.
Yeah.
You know.
The crab legs. The crab legs.
That was always my stepdad's favorite thing was like getting like the crab legs.
That's white trash fancy. It's Chinese buffet crab legs.
Yeah.
And you take a lot of pride in getting a lot of meat out of
Oh,
the
look at
crab
this one.
leg.
Yeah, just like sucking the fucking meat out of the bone or the exoskeleton.
And then he'll break off a piece of the meat for you and be like,
Yeah.
here you go, bud.
Yeah.
And you felt honored. receive that meat.
Damn, I feel like I haven't seen too many Chinese buffets out here. Are they going away?
I think they're going away.
They're going away. I feel like COVID really fucking scared people about the idea of communal food areas.
Specifically Chinese ones.
Chinese ones, yeah, dude.
Not
Where am I going to
great.
get bat now? Isn't that fucking... I love that. It's like, it came from a Chinese wet market. And it's like, what the fuck is a wet market?
To me, like, to say it started in a Chinese lab, for you to be like, that's racist, and be like, you know what happened? They eat fucking bats over there. Some fucking random Chinese guy just ate a bat and started going around. I'm like, I think that's more racist than saying it started in a lab.
I found like a couple of YouTube food blogs where it was like these white people just going to like Asian countries, like, we're trying the exotic food. And like one time they're eating a bat and like their video got demonetized.
Really?
And like people were like, this is what fucking caused the pandemic, asshole. Like, you know, like it was like wild. But it was like, it was a cooked bat. It wasn't like a raw fucking bat.
Oh, no. I couldn't. What could you do first? Could you eat a cooked bat or those like grasshoppers they put on a
I
stick?
did a grasshopper. Why not?
Would you?
Yeah, it's like fucking lobster, right? It's got to be the same.
I mean, conceptually.
I'd eat it. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'll eat anything once. Except pussy.
Ladies.
Except I'm like Uncle Junior in The Sopranos.
You never had to make you to be a varsity athlete.
Yeah, it's like I love that. If a man thinks you'll eat a pussy, he'll think you'll eat anything. It's like they could equate like pleasuring a woman orally to being gay. Like, it's like
That's how conservative Italian he
yeah,
was.
it's so wild. I love it, dude. That show fucking rules, man.
The best show of all time. By
Best
far.
show, such a fun one.
That
dude.
or Entourage.
Yeah, Entourage. Fuck,
Dude, Entourage is for high school and autistic men.
I'm surprised they have all like, you know, they're just on like this revive every show. I'm surprised Entourage never got one of those.
Tough to
Yeah.
revive Entourage.
It
right
really
now.
was like a time capsule of like that era of the 2000s in a lot of ways.
Is there anyone you'd rather be more than Vinny Chase?
No, that was like the whole point.
That was no, but like of any like any show or any time period. I think and maybe this is because I was young during the time. I think the early mid 2000s were the last great time in American history.
Because we had the internet, but it wasn't as prevalent in every aspect of our lives as it is now.
Yes.
Like we could enjoy like shit on the internet, but we had to go home to use it. So if like you saw something crazy, you'd have to like think about it.
Yep.
And then go home and like talk. And now it's like, look at this, and like you're streaming everything. Every thought you have is available to just kind of fucking spew out onto the internet. And I'm not saying like, oh, we got to put away our phones because I'll be fucking dead before I go back to a flip phone.
I'm not doing that.
No. But it's a nice idea to think about, like, oh, there was a point in our lives where if we saw something, we just have to wait to talk about it when we got home.
We didn't really know facts.
Yeah.
It was nice having a disagreement.
A disagreement, and then like being like, all right, we're gonna have to look it up later.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check a thesaurus. That's
And,
not
and
what
now
you
like
said.
everyone just like looks shit up immediately, and then like one person's like bitter the rest. Fuck. Or they spend the rest of the evening trying to find a counterpoint by just typing in like this. You can prove anything you want on the internet, you know. You just have to type in what you want to look for and then find something to reaffirm that.
And the sidekick. Did you have a sidekick?
I didn't have a sidekick. I had a Motorola Razr. That was my first phone.
That is fancy.
Yeah.
That's nice. Having the Razor, or I don't know if you remember this one, the LG Chocolate.
Fuck.
I don't know if
That
you
was-
remember that one. That was a big one to me. Maybe because it was called the
did
Chocolate.
Did it have Snake on it? Could you play Snake on it?
I think this was a little more advanced than Snake.
Ooh,
Yeah,
damn.
they had Tetris, I believe.
Oh, shit.
No big deal.
I kind of like those early smartphones where it was like it could do some stuff, but not everything.
Oh,
You know?
but remember trying to get on the internet on one of those like first gen smartphones?
Yeah. Well, remember like when like iPhone couldn't even like film video? It could just take photos. It wasn't until like iPhone 3 that it could like
I didn't
shoot
even know
video.
that.
Yeah, man.
iPhone 1 came out when I was in 6th grade, 7th
Fuck.
grade.
That's like the best time. I feel like that's like I'm kind of glad like I didn't have like access to a smartphone until I was, like 25ish. Like when I had like
Right.
that was when I was getting like good like I think that's like when the iPhone 4 was out, and that's like when everyone was kind of like getting into smartphones.
And your frontal cortex was fully developed. At
Right,
that
dude.
point.
I know I would have fucking sent like tons of fucking dick pics, tons of fucking racist shit, tons of fucking vile stuff that would, as a teenager, like that's what you're gonna do. So it's like
It is funny.
it's fucking hilarious.
Very
dog.
funny.
Dude. I used to go on AOL Instant Messenger,
Yes.
and I would always like make like a ton of like different screen names. I would pretend to be like girls from other schools.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What, to get your buddies?
Yeah, to get your buddies like fucking send.
Oh,
them,
I like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, send me a picture of you flexing. And he's like, flex, bitch.
Wait, no way.
Yeah, dude. That was like some of the best shit ever, man. Like you could just like pretend to be like, hey, I'm a cool guy from another school, and they're like, oh, hey, what's up? I feel like everyone knew everyone else was lying, but it was still fun.
What were going on with chat rooms back in the day?
Dude, chat rooms fucking rocked. Dude, it's so fun. I feel like a fucking grandpa telling like the next
Fill me
generation
in, yeah.
about that. Dude, well, chat rooms were like, it was like kind of, it was cool because it was like kind of the closest thing I would say to it now is, like when there's a premiere on YouTube and you can give like live commentary.
Yes.
That's kind of what chat rooms are, where people are like, hey, what's going on? Who's in here? And you could just chat about whatever, like, oh, did anyone watch Star Trek? It's like, or is there like a good place to find Star Trek? Or, like I'm hunting Bigfoot. Like you could literally find chat rooms for anything. It was fun, but it was also like I didn't use them a whole lot. Like I never saw the appeal. I used the early internet to play like just fucking Doom and fucking
Yes.
Quake and shit.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was fun.
I remember I was in 5th grade, and this girl Rachel she moved into
Nice.
into our school, and they were talking about chat rooms, and they're like, "Oh, watch out! There's strangers
Nice.
on the internet that want to meet up with you."
And you're like, don't worry, Rachel, I'll protect you.
No, she rose her hand and said, "I talk to guys all the time that ask me ASL."
Ooh.
ASL. That's what I learned. I was
Yeah.
like, "This chick,
Age, sex, location.
big."
Nice.
But I think they called. I don't know who they called. The Coast Guard. They took it pretty seriously.
CPS, dude. They'd
Yeah.
have to call CPS.
They called the
Yeah,
police.
the good old days before they could track your IP address and get you in trouble.
They didn't know what that was back
Yeah,
then.
back when you could just like hit on a kid on the internet, like no one fucking cares.
And the worst thing that would happen is Chris Hansen was there.
Yeah. Oh, why don't you take a seat? So why do you want to fuck a kid? It's a kid. Why not?
What? Have you seen him?
I'm a sicko, Chris.
The best was when they were like, "All right, well, you got me, Chris. I'll see you later." And then the police fucking got him.
Yeah, dude. Nobody ever fucking escaped the police. That would be fucking sick. They outrun the police and it's like a Grand Theft Auto style chase. They got with everything. That'd be fucking wild, man.
That was
Especially like the guys that brought a pizza. Because like some guys are, I just want to hang. Yeah. That was always like the best. Like, don't you have any friends your own age?
Oh, this is this is even sadder somehow.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
You just wanted to hang out with this kid.
Yeah.
You fucking loser, dude.
Oh, damn, dude. Hell yeah, man. Those chat rooms. Early internet fucking rocked, man. Early
E-Bombs
internet.
World.
E-Bombs World was good. You're the Man Now, dog.
I don't
You
know
ever
what that
Oh,
is.
you ever go that one? That would just play like little GIFs and audio in like a loop. So it was like that scene from Finding Forrester where Sean Connery goes, "You're the man now, dog." But they would just play that in a loop where it goes, "You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog."
That's a pretty good impression.
Thanks, man. So you would like send people like that link and they would like click it. And then they would get in trouble for playing like that loud audio, and like you're not on an adult website, There was one where it was like, "I'm looking at gay porn. I'm looking at gay porn. I'm looking at gay porn." Like, and like they weren't actually. It was, but like sometimes it was like a guy's like dick going like with another man's ass and saying, "I'm looking at gay porn." Like, oh, and they would try to close it out. Like there were like some fun ones. Like some links where you would just like, it would like spam their fucking screen with porn.
Yes.
And they have to like try to click out of it, but it was difficult. There was no better rush than looking at porn on the computer lab at school,
Oh yeah, because they didn't know firewalls.
Yeah, and like the early days before they could like figure where like, the teacher in charge of the computer lab was some like fucking 85-year-old guy,
Yeah.
We're like, I remember at one point like the computer like I found out like, oh, we can go to the computer lab during lunch and like surf the web and stuff.
Surf the web is a very old timey sentence.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go surf the web and hang out. And I remember like the teacher from the computer lab came in and was like, all right, now I know one of you have been going in the chat rooms and using the name Mr. Pimp. And I'm telling you right now, that's coming to a stop. And then, like, of course, like the kids are like, all right, guys, no more Mr. Pimp. Mr. Pimp is dead. And it's like, hey, no Mr. Pimp. Like, it was like, that's one of the few high school memories I truly retain was the death of Mr. Pimp.
Do you know who Mr. Pimp was?
In a way, Mr. Pimp was all of us. It was like the kids, like the I Am Spartacus movement were like, I'm Mr. Pimp. No, I'm Mr. Pimp. Yeah, you can't give all of us detention. I'm Mr. Pimp. That was awesome, man. Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, the early 2000s were like the best, where we still had like, you had like iPods and you could still like play music, but it wasn't all on Spotify. You could still download music online, but it was so much easier.
Well,
like,
you must have been a part of the Napster.
Oh,
wave.
absolutely. I used Napster, LimeWire.
Yes.
I went through so many laptops downloading viruses.
Crashing. Yeah.
Just destroy. I thought like the average lifespan of a laptop was like 8 months.
And for you're trying to download porn, but you got like Linkin Park's new album.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm trying to... It's literally the Stacy's Mom music video. And I'm like, no, I wanted the real fucking hot MILFs next door.
What the fuck is this?
That was, nothing has expedited sexual awakenings faster than the internet.
And also movies then. It was like they were making movies to awaken the sexual energy of teens.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they do that anymore. Remember Girl Next Door?
Oh, yeah, dude.
What a wild movie to make. What an insane movie.
Where it was like, Elijah Kush, like, and like she, like it was like an almost porn, like where they would always like it was like an R-rated movie about porn, but didn't have like the frontal nudity because like Elijah never got like naked in that one.
No, who was the chicken?
That Elijah Cuthbert or whatever from 24.
No, yeah, him.
Yeah,
And then who was the girl?
that one blonde chick.
Yeah,
from.
She's famous, I think.
I mean, like,
Oh, maybe not.
she was in like, she had like that little like blow up in the 2000s, but where's she now? Where is she now?
Where is she now?
Where's
Probably
everyone?
dead.
Like, so many of those stars. There's not like that timeless star quality, you know?
That's why the early 2000s were great. It's just a period lost in time. It's like it didn't exist.
Yeah. It's like who's still famous now that got famous in the early, I would say like Robert Patterson. Kind of.
And
like, but like even now it's like.
But that was like late 2000s, I'd say. That was like what, 2008?
Yeah,
with,
right.
Twilight.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like, I mean, we're seeing what happens with Bam Margera.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't work out.
I guess like, I mean, like in terms of like being like a movie star with The Rock, but like.
Ooh, The Rock, maybe.
He was like kind of famous, but then like he kind of dropped off from like 2005 to like 2011. He was kind of like away, and then like he came back super roided out, and then he was just doing like, I'm doing straight action movies now, you know. And
he
then
knew his niche.
Yeah,
niche.
He knew exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like this is like for like fucking action movies without like a lot of depth. And I've also noticed like in his movies, in The Rock's movies, he doesn't like play a single guy who finds love. He always plays like a married man or a guy who loved once and he lost her and never again. He'll never put himself in that situation again. He doesn't play like a fucking like Hugh Grant type. Oh, I have a crush on someone, but I can't say, you know? He doesn't really do those roles.
No, The Rock definitely thinks Hugh Grant's gay.
Yeah. The Rock thinks everyone's gay, dude. He's the Rock. He's like the most alpha fucking straight guy imaginable, dude. He's like,
I know. Well, that was back. Brendan Fraser was already big.
Brendan Fraser
He's
had
a
like,
mummy now.
yeah, he was doing like, yeah. So he kind of got he was like pivoted to be like a superstar, and then all of that stuff
all
happened.
fell apart.
Yeah.
What happened?
So he was like sexually harassed by like
Ooh.
some producers in Hollywood. He never like named names specifically, but he was like basically saying like he was abused and he was sexually harassed, and because he refused the advances, he was blacklisted.
Take a number. That's why I'm not more successful.
That's right, dude. Everyone wanted to touch my body, and I said no way.
I said no, thank you.
No, spank you.
Well, one of my favorite bit parts ever is him in Scrubs.
Oh yeah, that one episode.
We played
Powerful.
Jordan's brother. He
Yeah.
got the brain cancer.
That was a good one.
That was a real tearjerker.
Where he was like taking all the photos and the way they,
Yup.
they kind of shot it and presented it. You didn't know what happened at first.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Scrubs was big for me.
Scrubs was a pretty powerful. I was rewatching that show not too long ago, and some of it holds up really well, and some of it is very early 2000s in terms of like they say tranny. You're not allowed to say that anymore.
I know that might be one like you can't say it.
It
but
depends.
Like, people are saying
people
it.
like us shouldn't be able to say it, but for a while, everyone was saying it.
And that was like
Yeah.
the politically correct thing to say.
It was like progressive to say it like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Or because like they're like it's not cross dresser.
Yeah.
They're trannies.
Yeah, they're they're trannies and they're brave, but like they weren't like, but they're still a guy. Like it was like still like that kind of stuff in 2000s. Like there was a Sex in the City episode, early Sex in the City.
I never watched it. Should I watch it?
Nah,
Okay.
only if you want to like look up famous areas in New York. I jerked off.
I mean, I've already seen all the movies.
Yeah, it's like that fucking thing where the bus goes by Sarah Jessica Parker and she splashes. That's actually me, like fucking shooting a load. But there was like an episode where they were talking about like trans people, and like they were like, "Oh, well, does that mean I can feel like a banana some days?" Like that, or like those early 2000s arguments.
The conversations people in Kansas are still having.
Oh God, yeah, right. I went back to Kansas last November to visit my grandfather for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Whew. Definitely like those small town vibes.
It's like going back in time.
It is, and it's like weird, like to see like those places that you knew as a child, but you're there
Yes.
as an adult, and you're like, oh, this wasn't very far from where I thought it was, or like these buildings aren't as big, or
Yep.
you also see how much stuff has changed. Like, oh, that used to be this kind of place, or like,
They let blacks in here now.
yeah, oh, what's this integration? What happened to the segregated bathrooms? Don't let anyone in here now.
Excuse me, sir. That's my water fountain.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Hell yeah.
Did they have? I learned this from Rocket Power, so I don't know how accurate this
Ooh,
is.
riders on a mission.
Yeah, riders on a mission. Did they have rain days in Kansas?
Rain days?
Yeah, Sam had rain days in Kansas.
What? Like no. What?
All right,
like,
that's a lie.
what was a rain day if it was like? Because I was never really a fan of Rocket Power.
Oh yeah, at that time you were probably 23 years
Yeah,
old.
I was too busy fucking building my drug empire to hear about kids skating.
You were too busy not having your virginity for 3 years.
I think like the last Nicktoon I really got into was Real Monsters.
Ooh, okay, good choice.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's a good one to bow out on.
Okay.
That was the last of the true Nicktoons for me.
Wait, you said you built your drug empire. I mean, we're coming at the end here.
Nah,
Don't
I'm
you-
just goofing around. That never
okay, I was
actually
like,
happened.
What?
I conveniently leave out that I was the Pablo Escobar of San Francisco
Kansas.
State University. Yeah. No. So what was like a rain day just where like there was like a long drought and then it rains, or
I can't tell you what it is, but I know in Rocket Power, Sam said, yeah, back in Kansas we had rain days.
no.
And I was like, yo, Kansas is wild.
We had tornado warnings. There were a handful of times where there were tornado warnings and we had to wait out in the basement for it
Okay.
to die down.
Yes.
And I remember being excited, like, ooh, I want to see a tornado. And I'd like poke my head up. And I'd always think I was like risking something. But like it was always
coming right at you.
It's just like, yeah, like I'm gonna fucking poke my head out, and like all of a sudden a fucking cow is fucking floating by like in Twister or something.
Well, growing up in Kansas, how much of a factor did the Wizard of Oz play in your life?
A big one. I mean, not like oh, I'm like Dorothy, but it was just always kind of funny when people would be like, you're not in Kansas anymore, you know, because that was really the extent of Kansas in pop culture.
Right. It kind
It's
of
like-
ends there.
Pretty much, like, you know, every once in a while people are like, oh, Superman grew up in Kansas, you know,
Is that true?
Smallville, Kansas, but that's it. You know,
okay.
that's kind of it. Like, so it's, I don't know. It's like, it's just funny. Like, it wasn't as big a factor, but I'll tell you, man, like, I used to visit, like, my dad would have us take trips out to New York as a kid. Cause he originally grew up in the East Coast before he moved to Kansas.
Okay.
So we would go visit New York City as like kids, and it was really fun, you know.
90s New York.
90s
was
New
good.
York, man. Like back where they would have like guys like playing cards on the street, you know,
Yes.
like all that kind of shit. Like, man, just find the fucking ace, man. All you need to do is find the ace, you know, and always like ripping people off, you know.
The Toys R Us in Times Square with the Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
That
man.
was big.
That was awesome, dude. And it was like before Giuliani got in and ruined everything.
Yeah. He took all the porn away from Times Square.
Like, come on, man. That's like a fucking staple of New York, you know. Now
It's not even a city anymore.
Yeah, but it was. I always loved like coming into New York, and now it's cool to see the Manhattan skyline and be like, oh, that's home, and not just like, oh, this is like a cool place to visit. You
Is
know?
it bad that when I see, like, you land from the airport, you get into the Uber, you see the skyline, and you're like, oh, thank God.
It's a
I'm
good
back.
feeling. It's a great feeling.
It's bad how relieved I feel when I
Why,
see the
dude?
skyline.
Why you're relieved that you're back in the greatest city in the world?
The best place on
No
the
one can
planet.
fucking argue that New York is not the best city in the world.
Oh, my ex would make that argument.
Hey, that's why she's your ex, bud.
That's right. Enjoy Syracuse, you bitch.
Yeah, wait, Syracuse over New York? Come on, dude.
That's what she decided on.
She did you a favor.
Well, we had a gigantic argument next to Jim Boeheim. I don't know if you're familiar with Jim Boeheim,
Ooh.
coach of Syracuse basketball,
Oh.
at a restaurant where she was trying to make the argument that New York City and Nashville are at the same cultural importance. And her reasoning for this was she's like, the Rolling Stones used to perform in Nashville.
Okay.
Kiss performed at Nashville. And I was like, but they lived in New York.
Yeah. They have like songs about New York.
There's no songs by them about Nashville.
Yeah.
And she's like, that doesn't play a factor.
Woo.
And I was like, lady, have a nice life.
Nice.
Check, please. That was a real argument. And then Jim Boeheim was just shaking and old.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Rocked him to his core, dude.
Yeah, he was shook. Absolutely shook at it. I can't even remember the fucking name of the restaurant now.
Olive Garden.
It was people treat Jim Boeheim in Syracuse like Christ in Jerusalem.
Ooh.
Big deal.
Nice.
But that's all I got.
Little cutie.
Little cute. Yeah, shorter than you'd think. But I think we hit an hour. Did we hit an hour? We did it.
We did it, baby.
Hour 3.
Woo!
We plugged Locker Room.
We did. Locker Room Talk with Matt Marin and Bobby Sheehan, wherever podcasts are available.
And YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, and then yeah, my yeah, it is on
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. And then if you want to follow me on social media, I am at Joe W. Gorman on all platforms, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Threads, the best of the three.
Very big.
Very big.
And the cupboard.
Yeah. Oh, and I have my monthly show at the Tiny Cupboard that I do with Kelly Taylor.
The queen herself.
That's right. Yeah. My significant other. And it's every fourth Wednesday of the month. All proceeds go to an animal shelter. We just started doing that.
I thought you were going to say all proceeds go to us.
Oh, no, even better, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so
Little good cause.
Giving back to the New York community that's taken such good care of me.
Shout out to them. And they deserve it more than the homeless. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Bye.